In this video, I'll show you how to answer the sample of BMAS previous computer-based test. You can download the sample of previous BMAS computer-based test from Move. Here is Move. Use your username and password. Click My Courses. Then BMAS. Scroll down until you see topic number 4 in BMAS. Topic number 4. Then here sample of previous computer-based test. Click. This is a file, an Excel file. Click to download. Here click Save As in order to save it in the location you want, and then open the file from that location. I had already saved the file, so no need for saving it. The file is computer-based test. Open. The first sheet, cover sheet, just information about the examination, time and date. The very important thing is that keep saving your file because the computer might be off at any time. The second sheet here is just formulas for group data. Here is a sample of previous examination. There are 3 sets, set number A, set number B, and C. Normally, students answer one set. So here I will try to answer set number A. Down here you see there is a zooming. You can increase the zoom in order to see the data. Scroll left and right. Here is the first question. The data below shows randomly selected sample of time in minutes required to handle call concerning a specific financial software package, and these are the time. It is ungrouped data. So the first question is to calculate mean, third quartile, coefficient of correlation, coefficient of variation, and enter with your result. Here only for mean and quartile, but make sure that you know how to calculate all other measures for ungrouped data, like mode, median, Q1, Q2, Q3, maximum, minimum, range, total. So here the question is only to calculate the mean. So the mean, and the formula for the mean is average, so we write equal AVAR AV, and then you can see here this is average. Double click it and the computer complete for you the answer, complete for you the formula, and highlight the data. Close the bracket, press enter. Then this is the mean. That is the answer for the first part. Second part, Q3. The formula for quartile is quartile, so it is equal QU, and then you see here quartile. Double click it, the computer will complete for you that. Highlight the data, and here because here quartile array, comma, that means that quartile and the data is here, and next to that there is semicolon. Some computer use comma, so make sure that you follow what is exists in your computer. Semicolon, and quart here, which quartile you want to calculate. If it is quarter 3, write 3. If it is 1, write 1, 2, 2, and so on like that. This is quarter number 3. Press enter. Then next is to calculate coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation is to divide the standard deviation by the mean. We already calculated the mean, so we need to calculate standard deviation. Standard deviation and here equal you see stdev, double click, highlight the data, press enter. This is the standard deviation. Here you can widen the column, so you can make it bigger or you can make it small from here like this. Next is to calculate coefficient of variation CV. Coefficient of variation is equal standard deviation divided by the mean percent, so it is equal standard deviation, this is standard deviation, divided by mean, this is a mean. Press enter, and then after that change it to percent, right click. In order to change it to percent, right click the value, right click, and then it will show you this shortcut toolbar. Then here this is percent, you can increase the percent like 2 decimal places, this is 2 decimal places. The second part of the question is to calculate the second part of the question here, or the last part of the question, is to interpret your result. Interpret your result, it means to explain your result in words. So here the mean, we normally say the average, so the average time for handling calls concerning the software package is 13.0 for 7 minutes. The second one is quartile. Third quartile, you can say upper 25%, or you can say greater than or less than 75%. So we can say 75% of calls 25% of time for handling calls concerning the software less than or equal to 14.588 minutes. The next one is coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation. Let's say is 20.95% variation between times of handling, time of handling calls concerning the software package. So this is awesome. Okay. The next question is construct group frequency distribution table using classes interval. These are the class interval. Calculate the percent. So it means that B is concerning this data. We want to make a group frequency distribution. So what we write here, time. We are grouping the time. So the time here between 7.5 to 10.8, and then 10.8 to 14.1, and then 14.1 to 17.4, 17.4 to 20.7, and here we want a frequency. So here this are here 7.5 to this one. So I'm taking here, these are the class interval, these are the class interval which is that are required for the time, and here we write bin, and the bin here are the upper limit of the class. So the first class, the upper limit for it is 10.8, and the second one, the upper limit for it is 14.1, and then the third one, the upper limit for it is 17.4, and then the last one is 20.7. These are the bin. So here you can see here, these are the bins. Upper limit of the first one 10.8, 14.1, 17.4, 20.7. Calculate the frequency. So here we want the frequency. It means that we want to see how many from this table are between 7.5 and 10.8, and between 10.8 and 14.1, and so on. We want to find the frequencies here. From this you have to highlight the area where you want to find the frequency. You should not highlight something outside, you should just highlight the area where you want the frequency. Highlight all like this, and then make equal FR, and you will see there is a frequency. Double click it. In the frequency here, required array, it means that your data, semicolon or colon, comma, according to your computer, then bin. So here we highlight the data, then according to my computer I'm using semicolon, then after that the bin, also highlight all the bin from 10.8 to 20.7, and then after that in the keyboard hold down Control and Shift with one hand and press enter with the other hand. Then you will find the computer calculate for you all the frequencies. Here is the first answer for the question, construct group frequency distribution. This is a group frequency distribution. The next also calculate the percent frequency for the result. So here required percent frequency. Percent frequency normally is to divide the frequency by the total. Here we write the total. We need the total here for all the frequency. So the total sigma, and press enter. You see here, these are the frequencies for all, and here is the total, and the total here should be the total of, if you count these, you will find these are 56. Okay, so the total here is 56. In order to calculate the percent frequency, we divide the frequency, which is 13 by 56, and then 25 by 56, 16 by 56, 2 by 56. So it means that we divide each frequency by the total, and it means that the total is not changing, it is fixed. So what we do, we make equal, then the frequency divided by the total here, and if you want, you can make it one by one, or you press F4 in order to say this one is fixed. So you see here there is a dollar sign for 56. It means that 56 is not changing, but this one is changing, so there is no dollar sign in it. Press enter, and after that you can change this one to percent. This is percent. You can use at least 1 or 2 decimal places. So here it is the frequency, then drag it down in order to calculate all of them, or you can write it one by one. Divide the first one by 56, the second one by 56, and then change it to percent. That is the easy way also you can use. So this is the way how to calculate and how to answer the second question, which is question number B. The third question, this one is the third question, and in this question here I want to answer the answer for this question. This question is for group data. So the group frequency distribution below show monthly expenditure on petrol and oil by sample of cars owners. So these are the expenditure on oil. 10 people, they spend between 0 to 10 real, and 10 to 50 real, and 15 and so on, like that. So the question here is that calculate between 2 brackets 3 decimal places. It means that we want 3 decimal places. The following using formula and interpret your result. That means we want to calculate the mean for this, and then standard deviation Q1 and Q3. Here is the formula for the mean. It is sigma fx divided by sigma f. It is very clear that the formula includes the total. So here we need total of f. It means total of the frequency, and this is very easy. You just click here the total, and then it will give you the total. So the mean here, it has sigma f, and then sigma fx. What is x here? X here is the midpoint of the class. So here we need to find midpoints. X. Calculation of midpoint. You can write x only, or you can write midpoint. It is right. So here we want to calculate the midpoint. For the first class. The first class, the midpoint between 0 and 10. Without calculation, you can say that the midpoint between 0, or the number which is in the middle between 0 and 10 is 5. And by calculation, you can make equal, and this is very important to make bracket 0 plus 10 close the bracket divide by 2, and then the next one is equal bracket, also bracket, then 10 plus 15 close the bracket divide by 2. And if you see here, always the midpoint is a value between 0 and between the two limits of the class. Between here 0 and 10 is 5, and 10 and 15, 12 is in between. So make sure that you just check whether your value is in between or not. The next one is equal open bracket 15 plus 25 close the bracket divide by 2, and then equal 25 plus 40 close the bracket divide by 2, and then the next one equal bracket 40 plus 60 close the bracket divide by 2, and then this one, these are the midpoint. And if you see here 5 between 0 and 10, 12.5 is between 10 and 15, 20 is exactly in between 15 and 25, this one 32.5 is between 40 and 60, 50 is in the middle. So this one, these are the middle point. So here we calculated x. Then next in the formula, it is very important to understand the formula. If you understood the formula, you can follow the formula and then calculate. So the formula of the mean here, it includes sigma fx. So here we need to find f multiplied by x. This is a frequency multiplied by x. So here we write fx. Okay, then fx, it means that we multiply this frequency multiplied by this midpoint f by x and press enter. After it, you calculate the first one, just if it is right. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. Then you drag this one down until here. So here you will find the total of the multiplication of the first one, 10 by 5, 17 by 12.5, 15 by 20, 300, and then these are fx, the total of fx. That means the total of all this fx we need. So the total of fx here. Now we have the total of fx, we have the total of f according to this formula. So the mean is equal the total of fx divided by the total of f. So here we can calculate the mean. Mean is equal this total divided by this one and press enter. This is the mean, and simply now you can write that the average monthly expense Okay, next is to calculate standard deviation, and here is the formula of standard deviation: sigma fx divided by sigma f and x bar square. So fx, it means that here we need another column which is x square. Fx square, it means that x is square, means x multiplied by x. So here we multiply the frequency multiplied by x multiplied by x again. So it means that we multiply the frequency by x again by x. So it means that x is the square, and then press enter, then drag it down. So here, if you see here, we are having the standard deviation is equal sigma fx square divided by sigma f. Sigma f already we have it, so here we can find sigma fx square total. Sigma fx square, this is the total of sigma fx square. Next is x bar square. X bar is the mean, and the mean already is calculated, so the standard deviation is equal. You can write here a small thing here, for that you can say variance, or you can write the standard deviation square root. Here there is a big square root, so square root we usually use SQ squared. So squared is the formula for the root, this root, and then inside it we have sigma fx divided by sigma f. This is sigma fx square divided by sigma f, the total of the frequency, sigma fx, that means the total of fx divided by the total of x, total of f, minus x bar square, that means the mean multiplied by itself. So the mean here is square multiplied by the mean again square. It means that mean multiplied by mean, and then close the bracket, press enter. This is the answer for the standard deviation. So you can say that the average is so and so with standard deviation is equal. The next one is to calculate Q1. So Q1, first we need Q1 position. And before Q1 position, also if you see the formula here, the formula need Q1 position is the place of the first quarter, Q3 position is the place of the third quarter. The place of the first quarter is sigma f divided by 4. So here it is equal sigma f divided by 4. This is sigma f divided by 4, and then it will give us 20.2. Then according to this we say CF greater than or equal 20.5. But before that we have to calculate CF, because here's a formula of quartile and median. Quartile and median, it has CF. See, here's a formula guide you for the answer. So here what you see in the formula, there is CF here. So it means that we need to calculate the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is equal. The first one is equal. I make equal, and these are the frequencies. So the first one is equal 10. I just equal, and then you click 10, press enter. The next one is equal this 10 plus 17 here, and then press enter. So after that, cumulative frequency, drag it, and then it will calculate for you the rest. So it means that first we have to say equal this, and then the next one 10 plus 17, and then continue like that. So it will be, this is the cumulative frequency. This is the cumulative frequency. Now according to the position here, because here's the question is Q1 Q1, we want to find Q1. We said that Q1 position is equal sigma f divided by 4. That means you see the first part here is the position, like median, the position divided by 2, and Q1, that means first quarter, we divide by 4. Third quarter, we multiply by 3, divide by 4. Total of the frequency is 81. So 81 divide by 4, see here, I click 81 divide by 4 equal 81 divide by 4, then it will give me 20.25. Then CCF, which is greater than or equal 25. See here, from up, the first CF is less. We want to see which CF, the first CF from up, that is greater than or equal 20.5. So the first one is this one. So this is the first CF which is greater than 10.5. I am highlighting it, and then you can see here in the same line here, you see this one is CF, and here in this one you will find the lower limit of the class. These are the classes. This one is the lower limit for class number 1, upper limit for it. Lower limit is 10, upper limit 15, lower limit 15, upper limit 25, and so on like that. According to our highlighting here, the lower limit here, L, is 10. W here is the width, that means between 10 and 15. So the difference between 10 and 15 is equal to 5, and this one we name it the width of the class. And here, the width of this class is equal to 25 minus 15, and it is equal to 10. This one, the width of it is equal 40 minus 25. If you don't know how to calculate this one, you can use the calculator here in Excel to find the width. So the width of the first class, suppose if I want to find what is the difference between 15 and 25, I will write equal 25 minus 15, then it will give me 10, like that. But for here, for this class, the width is equal W, I mean here W is equal, now for this class, L equal, it is very clear, L equal 10, and then I want to calculate W here I can calculate it, it is equal to 15 minus 10, 15 minus 10, and then press enter, it means that 5. If you want to calculate F here is 17, and the frequency here is 17, and CF before is equal to 10. F equal, the frequency is equal 17, CF before equal CF before our location here, CF before our location is equal 10. So here we can write Q1 equal, and we follow the formula. The formula here, L here equal 10, we write equal, and then 10. W here is the width is equal to 5 multiplied by bracket CF divided by 4, it is already we calculated 20.5 minus, then here CF before our location here is 10, then here we write 10, close the bracket, divide by 17, and this is 17, press enter, and then this one is the first quartile. Third quartile we write Q3 position also same, and then we calculate Q3 position is equal, according to the formula, 3 multiplied by sigma F, which is sigma F, divided by 4. So we have this, then we write CF greater than or equal 60. So CF which is greater than 60. CF which is greater than 60.75 greater than or equal. So if it is exactly equal, then okay. Here CF less, this is less, this is less, this one is less, this is less. So the last one is greater than 60.7.5. So it means that this is Q3 position. Okay, so here this is according to that, this is Q1 position, this is Q3 position. Now this is Q3, this is Q3. So Q3 here lower is equal to 40, W here is equal to 20. That means the difference between 60 and 40. You can calculate it, you can write it. And then here the frequency is 12 and CFB4 is 60. So according to the formula, I will write here Q3 equal, then I will calculate Q3 equal, where is it? It is equal L here 40. See here what I'm doing here, I'm following the formula. The formula here say W is the width, so the width between 40 and 60, I will say 20, multiply, formula here it has multiply, then bracket, C3 divided by 4 multiplied by sigma F, already I calculated, it is 60.75 minus CFB4 our location, it is before our location here in the green one, up here is 60, so 60, close the bracket, divide by F is the frequency of this location. So the frequency here is 21, and then close the bracket, press enter. Now here is Q3. So if now you can write that 25% for Q1, we can write, if we want to interpret Q1, we say that 25% of the expenditure on petrol, 25% of expenditure on petrol, 25% of expenditure on oil are less than or equal to 13.088 Omani Real. Percent of expenditure on petrol by the car owners are less than or equal to this, are less than or equal to this value. Also for Q3 I will copy this one, and instead of this one I will write here 75% of expenditure on petrol are less than or equal to 40.071 Oman Riyal. So this is the interpretation of that. Okay. Make sure that if you want to add any row more, you can add it just by clicking outside the row number and then insert a row. Do not insert a row by highlighting inside. Do not delete by using the mouse. If you want to delete, make sure that you delete from the keyboard. Otherwise you will delete some of your data, and then after that you face problems. So please, if you want to add new row, you can add it by clicking the row from outside here, and then you can make insert, then it will insert for you a row. If you want to delete a row and you don't like a row, just highlight the row from outside, and then you can delete it like here. If I want to delete a row, then I can delete it. If you did anything and then you want to retreat or you want to undo it, there is here up here undo. Like just now I inserted a row, I can make undo. Now the row will be cancelled. Okay, next question number 3 is that the group frequency distribution show monthly income in 100 Riyal of a random sample of employees in Muscat. This is it. So estimate the mode using the formula. This is the formula which is given here. The word here is the most repeated value. So according to this, most of the people, their income are between 5 and 17. There are more people here. It means that between 1,000 to 3,000 according to 100. Sorry, these are hundreds. So between 100 to 300, their income, there are 12 people. Between 300 to 516, and so on like that. So here most are repeated here in this between 500 and 700. So according to this, we highlight this one and we name this one model class. The model class is the class with the highest frequency. So according to this, the model class here, sorry, this one is the model class. This is the model class. Okay, so this one is the model class, and if you see here, this model class, it has the highest frequency. So D1 is the difference between the model class frequency, that means between 24 and 16. So here D1 equal what? D1 is equal 24 minus 16. It means that it says equal 24 minus 16. It means that this 24 minus 16, and this is equal to 8. D2 equal the highest frequency minus the frequency after it. So it is equal 24 minus 20, and now it will give us 4. Remaining is L here is 5. W is the width, that means 7 minus 2. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Then we can calculate the mode. So we write here mode equal, we know L here is the lower limit, so it is equal 5 plus W here is between 7 and 5. So the difference between 7 and 5 is the width, so it is 2 multiplied by D1. D1 is the difference between 24 and 16. It is 8, so here 8, then divide by bracket D1 8 and D2 is 4, because 24 minus 20 is 4, so plus 4. See here, I'm just following the formula and then make it. This is the mod. This is the mod. We said 3 decimal places. You can make it to 3 decimal places by right click, and then you can make this one is 3 decimal places as required by the question. So 3 decimal places, 3 decimal places. Here also they said 3 decimal places, so I can make this one 3 decimal places. And this one, so 75% are less than 40.71. Okay. And this one also 3 decimal places. Right click. Three decimal places. This one 3 decimal places, and this one 3 decimal places. So this is it, and we have answered it. Okay. The next one is draw appropriate shapes for distribution, to show the shape of the distribution. The appropriate graph for showing the shape of the distribution is histogram. So we have to highlight the data, highlight it with the title up, and then here from insert column chart, and now it will show you a column chart here. Actually we need to make a histogram. You can make it small, you can make it according to the location which you have. If you have a smallest place, you can make it small. Up here we name it histogram. Employees income. Then here still it is a column chart. This frequency is not required, just click it and delete. Here the question is histogram. We need a histogram, and here it is still a column chart because there are gaps here, so you need to remove these gaps. Just right click any of the columns. This is a column, this is column, the colored one is a column. Just right click it and then format data series, and up here you see this one gap, make the gap 0, and again here if you want to make the fill, make it no fill, and make sure that you make a solid borders, because without borders you will not see the graph. So click OK, and then this is the graph, and that is the answer for the question, which is number B, topic number 2. Sorry. The next question is data which is given, and here in this data we want to summarize it. The first question is to summarize the use of the computer. Here there is college. This is the use of the computer. Column, this use of computer column in a frequency distribution. We want to make a frequency distribution. It means that we want to see how many they use the computer daily, how many they use rarely, and almost, and so on, like that, and calculate the percent frequency and comment on the result. So what we do is to use pivot. So you click insert, and in insert you will see there is here a pivot table. So you click here pivot and click pivot table. if we set graph, use pivot graph, but here there is no graph question. It is just a table. So you click pivot, and in pivot here you have pivot table and pivot chart. Just click pivot graph table, and make sure that you highlight your data all from the beginning, from the headings until the end of the data. See, this is the data. I highlight all the data, and if you see here, I highlight the data including the titles here, because titles you need titles. Okay, then after you highlight all the table, you have to specify or decide where you want to put your answer, if you want to put it in the new sheet or existing sheet. I preferred using new sheet in order not to change the data or to make some mistakes and then after that in your file. So just click new sheet, and then the computer make a new sheet, and in the new sheet here you'll see here these are your fields, and the first question is to use computer use. If you forget that, you just click and see the question, what is required in the question. What is required is the use of the computer, and we want to calculate, just to summarize the use of the computer. And summarizing the use of the computer, it means that we want to see how many that, so it means that we are using count. So we click the sheet here, and this is the use of the computer. You can put it in the row when you click it, or you can put it like this. See here, the shape here is changing, either it will be up or it will be down. So this one is the use of the computer. I want to see how many people, they said almost daily they are using the computer, and daily and never and rarely. So I want to count that. So I will move this use of computer and I will put it here, and then it will give me the count of that. And here it means that there are about 107 using the computer daily almost, and then daily 69, and never 8, and rarely 44. After that, in the same question here, the question asks you to calculate the percent frequency. So we need to calculate the percent frequency, and here we write percent frequency. So the percent frequency is to divide the frequency by the total. It means that I want here to calculate the first one, the percent frequency. It means that divide 107 by 228, and then 69 by 228, and 8, and so on. So it is equal this one divide by this, and then press enter. The next one is equal the same divide by total. The next one is equal this divide by the total, and then equal 44 divide by the total, and press enter. So here I calculate the percent frequency. You need to change this one to percent because the question is percent. If you put it like this, this is relative. So if we want relative, we leave it like that. If we want to make it percent, right click and then change it to percent. You can use at least one decimal place. So, and the total of percent is always equal to 100 in such question. So this is it. And then after that you comment, and the comment here is depend on what the student can see. Most of the student can say almost 47.9% of people, they use the computer daily, and 30% almost daily, and 30.3% use it daily, and so on like that. There are some students, they say most are using it like this, and then less people are using it. 3.5% are never use the computer, and so on like that. So the comment is real. From you have to write your comment. Q3. So here this one is Q3 or Q4. Is it Q4 or Q3? Which question? This is question number 4A. So question 4A answer. Okay. The next one, we want to answer the last question here is cross tabulation and graph for study level and college. Study level and college. The college here and study level. We want to calculate that one and comment on the difference between the levels. So we also use the same insert pivot table, and then here we are using graph because there is a graph. Highlight the data. We highlight all the data here. And then after that, new sheet, and the question is a college. You can put it in any field. If we put it here, these are the colleges, and then we can use study level. And study level, we don't want it here, we want it here in the field. You can move the field from any place. That means if you move college here, then it will be up. If you move it this one down, then you see here colleges are up, and these are the levels, and there is no condition given here said you have to use one is the legend and the others in axis. If we set that one, then you need to go according to that. So here it is up to the student if you want to put the college in the legend and the level in the axis, or vice versa. And inside here we want to count how many are in level 1 for the education college and how many are in level 2 in education college, and so on like that for all the college life. So we want to count, and it is up to you if you use the college or you use the level if we want count. But sometimes we say to you we need a value to be a certain thing, then you put that value accordingly. So here the value is this, and this is the value, and now we can, after we finish this one, we close it, and you close this one. Now you see this is a graph. You can move the graph and put it down. You can, if you want to put the title for the graph, you can insert the title for the graph. And inserting the title for the graph, when you click the graph here like this is layout, and in the layout here you see graph title. Then you can see student levels or number of students in levels and so on like that. You can write a title for the graph. So if you want to insert the title of the graph, you click here, and then you click the title of the graph student according to their levels. Okay, and here is the graph, and now here we calculated the graph. The question here is set you comment on the student according to their levels. So if you see here student according to the level, it means that most of the students are in level 2 and less number of students in level 4, and so on like that. You can write in the comment in the way like this is the answer for that question, which is question number 4B. By this we answer all the questions related to set A questions. You can try the same and answer set B or set C as general. I wish you all the best and try to make revision before the examination, and your examination will be on next Thursday at different batches will be for that. Wish you all the best. Thank you. It is me, Muhammad Maali. This one is a quick video with more explanation of steps for answering previous examination of BMAS. Thank you.